Welcome, Spartans, to Podcast Evolved, your home for Halo. I'm your host today, David, and with me is Krysta Brown.
Hey.
Aaron.
Hi, guys.
And Oran.
What's up, everyone?
I don't know why I say Krysta's full name all the time. I just realized that about myself. But all the rest of you guys only got one name.
You've given me the Oran domain before.
Yeah, I've definitely said Oran Domain. It's a fun name to say, actually.
You also call me Mr. Domain sometimes, and I feel very flattered.
Mr. Domain? It's very adult. So, hello everybody, this is a live show, so we are live right now on our Discord server. So, hello everybody, thanks for coming along. We will be trying to keep an eye on the chat. As you know, I suck at Discord, but, we will try. Krysta will be there. Oran's good at it. Today is kind of a cool day, because today is our 250th episode, not 450th, which I was rolling with. I was totally going to roll with 450. And that's a big ass number. 250 is still respectable, and like Aaron said, we probably recorded about 450, but this is our 250th numbered show. And we're going to cover the technical preview roundup that just happened last weekend, and the community evolved and some evolved digests, as we tend to do. So I'll do some of this social stuffs before we get into the show. If you're new, welcome. Podcast Evolved obviously is a host to a variety of different shows, all themed around Halo, of course. This is our main show, so we talk about Halo news, lore, and to you, the listener. Our other shows are Mission Debrief, Halo Book Club, Build with Blocks, and Halo Headlines. They all do different things, and they're all great. So you can learn more about each of them on our awesome website, which is halopodcastevolved.com. We also have halopodcast.com, which is fun. If you're a fan of the show, please do rate us and leave a review. We would like any and all feedback. Thank you very much. Our patrons, guys, thank you so much. Patrons make this thing possible, and the fact that we have grown in the crazy years it's been is ridiculous. So thank you all very, very much. If you want to join, head over to patreon.com/HaloPodcastEvolved. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that we do. Obviously, early episodes. We have unique swag. We have our own soundtrack, which is incredible. It's got 18 songs. It's really, really, really fucking good. And also, nothing else because I'm reading as I'm talking. And I'm not going to say the next thing. This doesn't make any difference. So, last week on Halo, I have done nothing other than observe and avoid spoilers from Halo. But you guys have been busy. Krysta Brown, what are you doing over there?
Oh god, last weekend I played like 20 hours of Halo in 3 days.
Well done. Doesn't seem like a lot, but well done.
It doesn't seem like a lot. How
20 hours? I don't know.
I mean, I could only play like Friday night because, I had work, which is unfortunate, but, we got through it. And then I stayed up till like 3 a.m. playing. And I played like all day Saturday and then a bunch of time Sunday.
Oh, nice. And what was your... Oh, I did listen to the show that you guys recorded, but what is your overall takeaway?
I think it's amazing. It's a lot slower paced, but it's slower paced in a good way. It's very different from Halo 5, so if you're expecting a very similar experience to Halo 5, just know it's not. Not a very similar experience. It's a lot slower, but it's still very good. It's so much fun. I found myself really upset every time a match ended because I didn't want it to end.
That's a good sign.
It's a really good sign. The gameplay was smooth. Some of the lobbying and, partying up and stuff like that was a bit wonky, but it was a technical preview. The game itself is really fun to play. All the weapons are fantastic. All of the equipment is really fun and easy to use. And the bots actually made me a bit worried for humanity's survival in the future.
They're learning.
They were doing like the squat strafes, and they were doing noob tubes, and oh my god, they were so smart.
I heard that. There's a lot of feedback. People generally thought the bots were pretty good.
Coming from playing stuff like Warzone and stuff like that, these bots were so much smarter. Like Warzone Firefight and, Halo Reach Firefight, those are the kind of AIs we're really used to, but playing against these ODST and Spartan bots, it was surprisingly difficult, actually. I mean, you didn't really lose to them, especially the ODST bots. You never really lost, but you were still, came into a encounter, thinking about it instead of just, running and gunning like you would with bots from previous games. So, It was really good. And then we got a little bit of PvP at the very end.
Did you get to play some?
Yeah, I played about 4 rounds. It was like at the very, very end of the day on Sunday, but it was so much fun. It was just because the bots are funky in the way that, the bots are basically in the game. So I always felt like if I got too close to a bot, they would automatically sense me and turn around, just simple things like that. Sometimes it felt like they hit their shots too perfectly. And that's just because they are the game. So, but when you're playing against other people, it's a little easier to sneak behind them and stuff like that. So, it was a lot of fun. It was really, really cool.
Aaron, what did you think? You got a good few games into it, didn't you?
I did in the end, yeah. I enjoyed it as well. Same thing, the bots are a lot better than you expect bots to be because you rolled into it going like, I've played Warzone Firefight, I know exactly how the bots behave, and then they kill you and you go, oh no. The bots were pretty good. Like, the game felt good. I liked the levels. It felt nice and fast, even though you don't have all the mobility things that you had in Halo 5. But, like, it still feels good.
What are you missing?
You don't have, like, the thrust stuff anymore, so... Like, I wouldn't really use ground pound in multiplayer, but I did I had thrust on one of the paddles, so you could, like, dodge occasionally.
You don't have the thing that suspends you in the air either.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Although, to be fair, that thing usually got in my way more than otherwise because I would forget about it and, like, fall off a ledge and then, like, Wile E. Coyote, about 4 seconds later, I would drop because I was scoped in shooting someone. That would happen the odd time. What else?
Sprint speed is a lot slower.
Yeah, it's slower, but you get shield recharge while you run, which is good.
Oh, okay.
Anything else? I'm not entirely sure. I think they could make a few changes to the new, like, coloring system for, like, friendlies and enemies, but...
Oh, yeah, I heard you guys talking, yeah.
I think a few more options for it would be nice, and, like, maybe the ability to crank it up a little bit. I listened to the Pro Talk guys talking, and they were saying that I didn't think of it at the time, but some people were mentioning how it's a little harder to tell if you're close to, like, dropping a player's shields, because depending on the colour you picked, you can't necessarily see that, like, glow on a player's shields, but...
Oh, you don't see the shield pop.
Yeah. So, no, I was pretty impressed with it for the most part. Like, it ran smoother than I expected. It only crashed on me a handful of times. Apart from the challenges being a little bit broken in that test, I got to, like, 7 or 8 on their fake battle pass thing, and then I couldn't progress anymore. I'm looking forward to the next one. They've hinted that there's multiplayer flights coming next, so I'm looking forward to seeing what comes after that. Apart from that, I did actual Halo stuff this week.
Oh?
After recording our next Road to Infinite episode, which was 2557 to, like, the present day in Halo, I decided I was going to go back and listen to all the, like, post-Halo 5 novels again.
Oh, wow.
Because I struggled a lot to remember, like, key details between Envoy and Legacy of Onyx and Bad Blood, and it took us a little while to clear some stuff up in our heads, which you won't hear in the final episode because I cut so much. So I decided I would go and do that. So I've listened to Bad Blood, which made me realise I'm fuzzy on New Blood, so I'm going to go and listen to that and then do the rest. And I have started to replay the Halo campaigns on Heroic to finish them before Infinite comes out.
That should have you lined up quite nicely.
It hopefully will. So I've got 2 levels complete in Reach so far. Hopefully shouldn't take too long.
Fair play.
That's all my Halo stuff.
Oran, what did you think of the flight? How did you get on?
Yeah, just kind of echoing the same as the other two. I very much enjoyed it. The way I've kind of mentally thought about it is that it feels like a mixture between Halo 5 and Halo 3. And it kind of takes some of the good things from Halo 5, takes out a lot of the extra stuff, and really brings it back to what Halo 3 kind of is, or was rather. So I very much enjoyed it. It was interesting playing against bots, and, like, I've been wanting bots in a Halo game since I was a kid playing Halo 2, just because I didn't really have that many people to play with. I didn't really have Xbox Live back in Halo 2's days, so I was like, man, it'd be great to like play against bots because like there's this other game over here that I was playing that has bots and it just makes for a good competitive experience.
Good practice too.
Yeah, more recently, like and so we didn't really talk about the weapon drills.
That's what I was going to ask. Actually, I was going to ask you guys that.
The first thing that I did was actually go into the weapon drills, and I just went down. I didn't do all of them, but I did maybe about 70%. And I just like really enjoyed the kind of like levels and stuff, and was happy that, you know, my Halo game is still getting 3 stars pretty consistently. But, you know, for those few challenges to where I got only 2 stars, it was like, okay, well, what could I do better to kind of maximize my score? Something that some people don't really realize, but when you do these weapon drills, they also have you think about like reload discipline, to like when to reload as you're searching for your next target and kind of things like that.
You mean not just like reloading constantly?
Yeah, and because sometimes you, and I even get into this habit as well, like I'll go and try to get a kill, and as soon as I get a kill, I'll reload. But like sometimes if you reload right after a kill, there might be an enemy right behind him. So, you know, it's good to, you know, make sure that your surroundings are clear and then kind of reload then, or get a couple shots off first immediately after that, then do your reload and then try to follow up the kill while the enemy's kind of just like taken aback. So it would be interesting to see if like I feel like a weapon drill that could be like a level 4 is if like they're shooting back at you with like not the greatest aim, just to give you like a sense of like, oh, I need to either kind of dip in and out behind this cover, or if they hit you, you like de-scope whatever weapon that you're using. So I think that could be an interesting way to kind of like, you know, take the weapon drills even further, because right now level 3 is just kind of them doing that and like hiding and popping out, but they're, you know, no one's actually shooting back into your direction. But there is just like the whole dynamic of like, oh, well, I'm getting ready to play some arena. I'll load in to a game of Spartan difficulty bots and just kind of warm up and then go play against humans. Yeah, very much was impressed with where weapon drills are and the fact that they're in the game. And on the multiplayer side of it, just very, very impressed with what I saw. Like I was ready to just start grinding the battle pass and just kind of maximize, you know, what I can do and just play more. And like the feeling of like just one more before bed, like definitely came back that I've had throughout my Halo career. So yeah, we kind of get into it in the episode, but I'm very impressed with what 343 was able to show. And generally speaking, I mean, it wasn't that unstable for me. Like it crashed maybe only a few times. You know, a few teammates might have lagged out here or there, but it seemed that it was in a very good spot for them to kind of get this feedback so then they can make it better. And now that we have this one out of the way, it seems that all the future ones will just be different slices of the multiplayer and be more multiplayer flights as opposed to being like just pure tech stability preview stuff. And the battle pass, I'm kind of just, I don't know, I was kind of had mixed feelings about it just in terms of like layout and how things were kind of unlocked. I'm not a fan of like battle passes to where like you have to do challenges exclusively to kind of do. Like I feel like you should be able to just straight up grind it if you know, put in the time or things like that. So we'll see how that kind of develops. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm really, really impressed with what I saw. So can't wait to play it.
That seems to be the vibe around the place. Everybody seems to be really high on it. That's kind of my biggest takeaway, is that like so many people were talking about it last weekend and so many different places. And it's kind of great to see everybody seemed to have a fantastic time, and everybody's kind of the same of, oh man, that's fucking gone now. They want it back there. Everyone's missing it. So that's a fantastic sign for like their very first kind of flight. Because I think they'll get massive numbers now for the next ones.
It's been so fucking refreshing to have like the entire Halo community all be positive and have very few people properly upset. Lots of people have reasonable criticisms about certain things, but no one's out there screaming that Halo's dead, and it's not normal, and I'm not used to Halo fans all like agreeing on something, but I haven't really found anyone that played it and went, this is terrible, I hate it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like after like the E3 sort of trailer, like the multiplayer trailer, like that was kind of your first, wow, everyone in the Halo community is for the most part being very receptive to this. Like everyone's kind of like not on fire right now. And then that is then just continuing as more and more things kind of come out. So yeah, Aaron, it is kind of weird that like all the pitchforks are not being like carried around so much. So yeah, we'll see kind of where it goes. The only other thing I'll say about last week of Halo is that just because we played Halo Infinite, like I just like, oh well, I guess I'll just go play some Master Chief Collection because I can't play Infinite anymore. And so I just played some Halo 3, Halo Reach, Halo 4. I'm just excited to play Halo.
Great, man. I can't wait for this. This is good shit. So, let's come into our news. So, there was the Inside Infinite that was July. So, this is kind of all out of date kind of information now. But I did sit and watch the kind of the preview and taking kind of notes and stuff. This is where they're going to show people the menus and got people a taste of it. So, we pretty much talked to death pretty much what we know between the last episode and now. So, please do go check out the guy's reaction. So, Tom was on that show as well. He got in to the flight. I will say it was pretty funny reading the group chat as you guys panicked over getting your codes and accesses. That was entertaining to me.
Oh my god, yeah, it was because, they were sending out, email is not the fastest form of communication, and they were sending out a lot of them, so it was just like, I was so nervous for a while. I'm like, oh my god, what if I don't get in?
Yeah, we all saw your tweets, Krysta.
Yeah, did you like them? I thought they were really funny. I was trying to parody some of the people who were being like overly upset about it. I was a little perturbed about it, but I wasn't like, oh, everything I've given to this franchise, I can't believe they didn't send me an email. So
was there many people who wanted to get in that didn't? Because I saw a lot of people getting in.
A lot of people got in, but especially like even here in the Discord, there were people who really wanted to be in that did not get in. So thanks for calling me out. Yeah, Matt, you were sending some of the rudest, saddest messages I've ever seen, and you know what? I thought I had to make fun of you on Twitter, so if you ever see any of my tweets about not getting into the flight, it's pretty much directly parodying Matt, the Prophet of Regret, from the Discord, so just so you guys know.
Okay, is there anything really else you need to say about this preview? Spartan bots were dope, PvP was cool, you guys generally had a great time. I had taken a couple of notes of kind of those things that I had witnessed and seen. So, did you guys get to use the marking? The tagging? Did you guys do any of that? Did it work well?
Yeah, it was it worked pretty well. It was a good way to communicate where other players were, which is basically what the only thing it's really supposed to do.
Does it mark stuff through walls and stuff? Like, if you tag somebody, can I see it? Then that's the general gist of it, isn't it?
It kind of tags a general area.
Oh, okay.
And then there is an actual, like, tracker that you can put on enemies and in areas that will ping them, but that's, like, equipment. And then also they had the thing where you can, like, just throw down your weapon.
That was my next point. Yeah, I kind of really like that idea. They kind of snuck that in there. I love the idea that you can give a weapon to somebody.
It's good. The only thing is, like, it's right next to the switch grenade button, so it's right on the D-pad, and the switch grenade button is left on the D-pad.
That placement's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, you can obviously change it and remap it and even turn it off if you really want to.
I immediately remapped them because right on the D-pad for me is next grenade. Left can be whatever the fuck, but in one of my first games, I threw away my fucking assault rifle. And didn't realise I'd done it till I'd run too far, and then it was like, fuck, I've only got a pistol left.
In my first game, I did that, and I noticed something happened, but I wasn't sure what happened, and I was just like, what?
I bet there was a lot of people doing that.
Yeah, all the buttons on the D-pad just kind of threw me in for a loop, so I definitely might have to play around. Plus, whenever I was thinking about marking things, like on Apex, marking is on the bumper for me, so it's like, okay, well, do I sacrifice that button press for that? But like, I doubt I'll need to mark anything in the campaign, and I'll lose. So I need to just like think how I want to set up my controller setup. But what's nice is that you can just make any controller scheme whatever you want. because you can just map any button.
Yeah. Okay, Cannon Fodder 117 Master Class. So this came out a while ago, but it had a few interesting things on it.
I can talk about this one. Right, so basically this is the Master Chief, all big, all singing, all dancing cannon fodder that we figured was coming for a while. The big news thing for us is the announcement of the Halo Encyclopedia.
I am so excited. I have the original one. I can't wait to get the next one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. They do a good job of selling you on it. It's going to be available on the 29th of March 2022, which means it will be up to date for Infinite stuff, which is good. It will be $49.99. You can pre-order it now. They specifically call out that it is 25% larger than the last one, coming in at 500 pages.
Nice.
It's written in-house by Jeremy Pantanude, Kenneth Peters, and Jeff himself.
Good stuff.
They also mentioned that they roped in various people in-house and community, including the Sins of the Prophets guys, for artwork. So I think possibly some of their ship artwork and fleet stuff may become canon, which is cool. Be nice to see what all they get. So they sort of went through that. They had a bit of a talk from Frankie about, what drove them to do this, and the basic gist of it was like they kind of have the Halo Bible, but it's not what you think. It's this like digital repository on a computer, and they were like, let's take some of this and make it into a consumer-friendly format and dish it out for the Halo fans.
It's also good because, the original Halo Encyclopedia only went up to Halo 3 and Halo Wars 1. Maybe Halo ODST was in there, but it didn't go to Reach, I don't think. There's a lot more games for it to go over.
Yeah, that one's like, 10 years old, is it? When did that come out? Because I have a funny feeling it's something like that.
2009.
2009, so over 10 years.
So it did have Halo Reach in it.
That's really unsettling because you say 2009 and my brain goes, that was 5 years ago.
No.
Oh gosh. No, that's when ODST came out.
Aaron, I think you need to you need to work on that.
Yeah, I'm getting old. I don't like it.
Anything else interesting in it?
There was a big rundown on Master Chief himself. Pretty much a lot of the stuff we covered in the 117 episode, details about Chief, various people who have played him, stuff like that. And then they had a ton of community stuff from various members, including ourselves. Thank you, Jeff, for letting us contribute. It's best if you just want to go and sit and read it. There's a ton of stuff there. There's various podcasts as well, have done stuff. A couple of Halo YouTubers have done their own stuff too. You can just go and work your way through it, but I think if you are a big Halo fan, you probably know most of the Chief-related details already.
Yeah, no crazy twists there.
But go there for the community content because Jeff went to a lot of bother to gather up a lot of stuff from a lot of Halo peoples. That's pretty much all for the canon fodder.
Perfecto.
Do you want me to mention this next one?
Go on, yeah, you take it. Yeah, you keep going.
We mentioned this on last week's show, but I thought it was worth throwing it in to mention it again in case anyone misses it. Halo campaign spoilers are on the internet, unfortunately.
Don't do it.
Joseph Staten tweeted about it. A few other people have as well. The short version is data miners went to work on the PC version. 343 accidentally left in some files. Details were mined from it. There is campaign-related information on the go. There has been a big movement by Halo creators and content folks on Twitter and a few places to assemble lists of, I may have to edit this out, but cunts, I believe is the technical term, who keep posting spoilers.
I think it's Ian Halo Cannon. He keeps tweeting people's Twitter handles and saying, he's pretty much saying you sick fucks, to all of them. It's been, not only is it helpful, but I believe it's extremely entertaining to watch Halo Cannon go around calling people sick fucks.
I don't blame him at all because these people should not do that.
It's shitty.
Yeah, like if you told 343 and went, guys, you left some important shit in your game, that's one thing, but don't go and post them for people. That's just a dick move.
For sure.
It's like when Halo 4 fell off the back of a truck, and the first thing people did was go, oh, guess what happens at the end? And I read that a week before the game came out and thought, that can't be true. And then I played the end of the game and went, oh, fuck, it is true, isn't it? Don't be that person.
Just as a disclaimer, if you do want to go and look at those lists of people to block on Twitter, just know that these people have decided to pin all of the spoilers to the top of their Twitter account, so be very careful when you are going through and blocking them. What I did was just cover up half of the screen because the dots are at the very top, so I covered it up to get the menu down so I could block them. It was quite the situation I had on my hands, but yeah, if you are going to do that, please be very careful.
And thankfully, the Halo community has come together to kind of like do things like this. So as soon as I heard this, I put a post in the Discord and there's one in the Facebook group. I will tell you now, there is a zero tolerance policy for spoilers. If you spoil it, I will ban your ass.
And we will curse you.
100%.
If they come to the Discord or they come to the Facebook group, I want them to like know they won't be spoiled. And if anyone is a jerk, I'll have to turn on post approval on Facebook, and we don't want that.
No, there's going to have to be a sacrificial lamb to go through those posts.
If you'd like the job of being sacrificial moderator for Facebook, please let me know.
Yeah, we won't need it. We won't need to. I don't think.
I think the Facebook's pretty safe.
I have great faith in our listeners to be nice people, so... Right, okay, this next one is something that has come out of the data mining that is safe to mention because it's purely kind of multiplayer related. In among the files in the technical preview, people uncovered Jeff Steitzer announcing Battle Royale.
Ooh.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what to think of this.
It could be a mode. Maybe they just got him to record it while he was there and went like, while you're here, Jeff, record these lines because if we do it in the future, you don't have to come back to the studio. He's got to record some stuff and do some new stuff. Maybe they just got him to do it. Or maybe they're working on something, so take that how you will. I don't know. Would we like Battle Royale?
No. No, guys.
I would like to try it, I guess. I mean, I've never gotten into the Battle Royale thing. It's never really taken me, but if there is one that would do it, it would probably be Halo. That would get me interested. At the end of the day, though, I don't know how much time I'd spend on it, and I think it would take up too much resources, I imagine, to maintain.
It depends how it works. I feel like Battle Royale is actually a pretty broad term that could mean a lot of different things. So I guess it just depends how they decide to format it, I guess. We shall see. I'm skeptical. We don't need Fortnite in Halo. Halo's already in Fortnite. We don't need Fortnite in Halo.
And there's always Forge, like the guys are saying.
Yeah, like some people have said maybe it is just something for an improved Forge mode. Maybe they recorded extra announcements for game types that you can make yourself. I don't know. We'll have to see, because I'm pretty sure people have made like Battle Royale-esque modes and stuff in Halo 5, haven't they, in Forge? I'm sure that's a thing we've talked about before.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, Warzone's very similar to a Battle Royale, except you're on team.
I personally think just like a bigger Warzone, but we will have to wait and see. The next one up, this is quite a cool one, but by the time you hear this, it may be too late. There is a limited edition custom Halo controller.
Oh, yeah.
It is by Popart. I've never actually said their name out loud before. He does a lot of he or she, yes, I shouldn't assume, does a lot of controller designs. Like, if you see a cool controller design that doesn't actually exist, chances are it's Popart. But this one does exist. So it is an Xbox. It's one of the new series controllers with the third button, but it is done in like a really sexy needle or paint job.
Wait, hold on. That was real?
Yeah, you can buy that.
Oh, shit.
It's $150 dues, though.
This is the catch. The website says that runs 1 and 2 are already sold out. Run 3 is still available. It's $150 with free shipping. It comes with a standard 90-day Microsoft warranty and all that. But you can go and buy it. I thought originally it was just another one of the designs.
That's what I thought
it wasn't
too.
real, but
Pope Art does a lot of crazy ass designs that are just essentially photoshops.
Mock-ups, yeah.
But which is what I thought this was. Oh my god, fuck. Yeah, the aqua blue one actually looks really nice too. But like the needler one's insane.
the website is Trends. I have no idea who they are. At the moment, it is still available.
I'm gonna take a quick look at it and just tell myself I don't need it.
Don't look at it, David. You'll want it.
Yeah, don't look at it, David. It's $150.
You're about to hear a man's willpower break live on the air.
Yeah, let's listen to this.
Google, go Google machine tops.
Do you know I linked it in the script just to be really annoying? It's there.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool.
If you link through to the GameSpot article, they have it linked in the top so you can get straight to it.
Look at this. All right, give me this. Oh my god, it looks so beautiful. Oh.
All right, are you gonna get it, David?
Well, like it's the same price as like the Elite controller, but oh man, it's so good.
I feel like one of us has to get it to take pictures of it.
I just love the blue. The colors are so nice. Oh my god.
David, if you're contemplating buying it, I will warn you that the link has now gone to the Discord and they're looking at it, so that limited edition's becoming more limited.
Hey, stay away. This is why I don't like Discord. Stay away, guys. Stay away from my controller.
Yeah, just be sure to, once you get it, take a bunch of pictures so we can put it on your social medias.
I've never heard of this website though. Is it like it's a custom site thing?
It's like custom skin on the controller.
But it's really nice.
It is very nice.
Oh my god.
Right, moving on while David has like a slow mental breakdown there. Next up, we have a small heartwarming post from the Halo community. So Jeff Steitzer does a lot of cameo stuff. You can go and you can ask him to do stuff in the Halo voice. I believe someone recently got him to record Destiny Crucible lines from Lord Shaxx, isn't it?
Daddy Shaxx.
Daddy Shaxx. So he recorded a few of those announcements. But one of the things he was asked to record was simply in the announcer voice, trans rights. And instead he put out like a nice, warm little 2-minute video. If you get a minute, I will link it in the show notes. I think the person that got the cameo tweeted it out. You can go and have a watch. He's nice. He says nice things. Be nice to your fellow humans. Everyone deserves to have people be nice to them. The last bit of news I think Krysta can give us a few details about is the announcement that for a limited time, and we are not sure how limited because we can't find the fucking date anywhere, Waze are doing a Halo tie-in. So you can download either Master Chief or Escharum, voice navigate your routes or announce them, and you can also change your icon to either a warthog or a ghost. Krysta, you've changed that.
Yeah, this was just so out of left field. It was like the day after the flight, and then they announced this. I'm like, what the fuck? What happened? It's amazing, though. I have tried it. I think I'm the only one here that's tried it.
Yeah, I haven't tried it. I probably should.
If you don't know what Waze is, it's basically just Google Maps, but a different platform. People use Waze because they tend to update on, speed traps and accidents a little better than Google, because it's kind of as you're driving, if you see something on the road or you see a speed trap or something like that, you can just click like a button and mark it, or you can say to mark it. So it's kind of almost a platform that everyone's working to make the driving experience a little bit easier. That's one of the reasons why people use Waze over other providers, but basically it changes the guidance to either Master Chief or Escharum. I chose the Warthog for mine. It looks great. You start and Master Chief's like, all right, let's roll out. It's just like, yay, turn right. It's like, turn left. It's the normal GPS voice, but it's really cool to hear Master Chief. And it's such a strange promotion. It's kind of a meme. It's very funny. So yeah, if you want to navigate anywhere, I highly suggest putting on Waze and listening to Steve Downs nicely guide you places you want to go.
Good old Steve.
I know, he's a good guy. He helps me get places.
I suppose they couldn't have Cortana do it because it would be like the end of Halo 3 and you'd be driving down the street and she'd be shouting, "Gun it straight into the back." And you're like, oh no.
No, she's evil. She's gonna be like, join us created, or else I'm gonna drive you off a cliff. I don't think having an evil AI in your car is the best.
Probably not, but Knight Rider taught me that like 20 years ago.
So yeah, Waze. Check it out for a limited time.
That's all our news, I'd say. So, we have our community section. We have a bunch of things. So, we pretty much asked the community, you guys, what are your thoughts on the Halo Infinite technical preview? They kind of needed something better way to say that. I think technical preview, it just doesn't sound...
It's because the next one's going to be the multiplayer preview.
They'll just have different types of previews.
Yeah, I can see there being like a big team preview or something or whatever. Warzone preview maybe, hopefully.
Okay, so we have Veg Farmer on Discord. He said, I wasn't a fan of the side-scrolling of cosmetics. Here, Oran didn't like this either, especially if you get a lot of them. The pace of the game felt really good. Sprint to slide on a scope grants you a really good pace. The HUD was a bit cluttered though. Always confused on what grenades I had. I actually had to hunt for ammo for a change. Not sure if that's good or bad. The needler sound felt a little bit underwhelming, but the gun performed awesomely. The drop wall was too slow. I heard a lot of people say this too. You can play without the HUD in settings, and it feels very nice. Difficult, but why would you do no HUD? That's crazy. Maps were pretty good. Bops were incredibly smart and felt like they learned on the fly. I did hear you guys talking about the fact that they were learning to teabag. Manny on Facebook said, no boxer button layout on the controller. Those are crazy. That's the crazy one, right? The boxer?
So boxer is where the left trigger is beat down. So you can you pull your right trigger to shoot, and then when you get close you could do your left trigger. And I actually played boxer for like a real long time before I discovered bumper jumper.
Yes, bumper jumper is a fucked up one. Yeah, that's right.
No, bumper jumper's perfectly normal. That makes sense. Are you thinking of like the claw?
I am thinking of the claw. I am thinking of the claw people. They're weird.
Bumper jumper's pretty normal.
When I played Halo 3, I switched to boxer and I stayed there through ODST, and but Reach had really weird controller set up for boxer, and I think it was Reach when I started doing bumper jumper, and I just never went back after that.
Okay.
Like I said, you can swap all of your controllers if you want, so you could just pick a controller setting that is close to what you want and then swap the beat down to kind of create your own bumper jumper. So there is a fix for that.
Manny also says the marking just designates an area. It doesn't know it ping on enemies, so it's not exactly like other games like Apex and stuff like that. So hard to notice on my fire team. A game is not out yet. Those are my gripes. Thanks, Manny. Annex Angel on Discord said it was awesome. Only complaint was the grappling hook for me was at least a little hard to use, as I found not wanting to stick to a lot of things. Oh, interesting. I ended up having my arm in the air. Other than that, I can't wait till the vehicles are incorporated and I get to double wall and circle myself on top of a Hornet with a sniper rifle. Interesting. That's cool. Townie on Discord says, personally, I felt the grab hammer was too slow. Didn't affect anything outside of just damage. You could ragdoll dead bodies, but that's it. No knockback is basically what I'm saying for you or the enemy. Maybe they toned it down a bit.
The gravity hammer has an awful wind up. The first time I picked it up, I went to use it and was like, Jesus Christ. There's an awful swing in it. I wasn't a big fan of that. And yeah, there's not a very big it feels like there's no splash damage. It feels like you're just hitting someone with a big hammer instead of a gravity hammer. Well, that was my feeling on it anyway.
I was never a big fan of the gravity hammer, to be honest. I find it too slow. I'm not very good with it anyway. Jonathan then on Facebook then says, honestly, I missed Halo 5, the advanced mobility. I got so used to the thrusters, but I guess it's time to evolve. I see what you did there, Jonathan. Good work, sir. You guys in the chat have been saying a couple of different things as well, but mostly it seems to be like the same. I think people are pretty happy with how it went. Okie dokie, we have some voicemails. Aaron, I think you have these lined up for us.
I allegedly do. Bear with me one moment while I figure this out.
I'm trying not to buy this controller, but I am in the checkout phase of buying the controller.
Check back with us after the digest and find out.
Like I said, you can reimburse yourself from the Podcast Evolved account.
I'm thinking about it, Krysta. I am thinking about it, so that's why I'm just typing. I'm just saying it's probably going to happen.
This is the worst motivation he's ever had, where it's like, yeah, you can totally buy this for homework and it justifies it.
Yeah. That is literally why we have a Patreon and stuff, so we can buy cool stuff like this and show people how cool it is and like do previews and shit like that. I mean,
I'm looking forward to using it with a needler. I think that will make my life happy.
You gotta do that.
I have our first voicemail lined up. So this voicemail is from Lucas. Let's see what happens.
Hello, Podcast Evolved team. My name is Lucas, and I am one of your Evolved ambassadors. I was just calling to say that I wanted to thank you, at least the Builds with Block team, for having Halo Cannon on your show. He's one of my favorite Halo YouTubers, so it's always awesome to have him as a guest on your show. I also wanted to say thank you for your interview with Tim Didabo. And while this might be heresy that I'm about to speak, and I wasn't the biggest fan of him narrating the book, however, this was probably my absolute favorite interview that you've done with anybody. And I was dying laughing, especially when you guys played the Real Men of Halo clip inside of that. I mean, I've never heard that before. Just wanted to give a thanks to you guys. And lastly, on the last live episode, Krysta and Aaron were talking about audiobooks. And I wanted to give you guys some of my recommendations on some audiobooks that I've read. First, I don't know if you guys have ever played the real-time strategy game StarCraft, but there is a ton of audiobooks on that series in the Audible store. They even have one of the narrators by Neil Kaplan, who does the voice of Tychus Finley in StarCraft 2. It's kind of like how Tim did Guilty Spark for Point of Light. Neil does Tychus, who's actually in the book as well, so that's always really cool. The other two recommendations I wanted to give were the Expeditionary Force and Galaxy's Edge, which is not Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. They are probably my two favorite series to listen to alongside of Halo, and both are sci-fi, just like Halo. However, Galaxy's Edge is kind of like Star Wars for adults, kind of like Star Wars mixed with like Vietnam War movies, while X-Force has a super advanced ancient AI named Skippy who looks like a beer can and is an asshole. And so you get your two extremes, your really more funny book, and you get your more hardcore military sci-fi book. They are also both narrated by R.C. Bray, who, if they ever get a chance to get him to read a Halo book like that, him and Scott Brick are probably like my two favorite narrators of like all time. So that would be awesome. So yeah, I just wanted to call and thank you guys and give her my recommendations for audiobooks. And as always,
It cut him off. That wasn't me, by the way. Google chopped him off.
I love book recommendations. Oh my god.
That was cool. It was good to hear, though.
I don't know what he was talking about, the Builds with Blocks guys, but I don't know who those guys
Yeah, that seemed kind of weird to me.
I heard those guys are jerks.
Yeah, we don't associate with those guys.
I hear they're really bad, and I hear that the mission debrief ones aren't great either.
Hey.
Hey, whoa. Whoa, hey, whoa.
There's a lot of bullying goes on with those guys, I hear.
Whoa. The mission debrief guys are fucking amazing.
Yeah, I totally just bought that controller, by the way.
This saga is amazing.
I have to leave the entire thing in now that people can hear this as it goes.
The progress, yeah.
We need a full review once you get it.
Absolutely.
I love that we managed to break you between the end of the news and the end of the Community Evolved. Didn't even make it past the digest, David. That's terrible.
Their website is fucking sneaky because it constantly pops up with like, Bill in Lake Charles, United States, just bought this controller 53 minutes ago, and it's doing that constantly the whole time. Just keep popping up with like random people.
It's making you nervous, eh?
I'm like, who the fuck? I'm waiting for my name, Nathan in Fairview Park in the United States.
I want people to know that I bought it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the Tim Dodabo compliments. I was so nervous for that episode, but I'm glad it turned out really well. I had so much fun.
That was a great episode to listen to be honest. I really enjoyed listening.
It was a good interview. All, like, the voice actors and narrators we've had on have been fantastic. But I suppose when you perform for a living, like, you're just extra able to turn it on. I find whenever we interview an author, they're usually more nervous and it takes them a little bit to warm up.
But we love our authors.
Yes, they're very intimidated by the thought of a podcast. Sometimes it's like, it's all right, we're nice people here. Any other thoughts on audiobooks before we play the other voicemail? I did the Doom ones recently.
Oh, how are those? Good?
Well, I did the first 3 Doom novels. They were quite good. Or Dune.
I was going to ask you, what are you saying? Dune? Frank Herbert?
Dune.
Yes, okay. I've just started to read the first book again. Because I've never read the other ones. I've actually, which is weird, so I've started it myself.
It's on my list.
Yeah, I might listen to a few more, but it's in that sort of section of classic sci-fi and nerd shit that I've missed completely. So I was like, right, I'll do these.
Yeah, I want to do them before the movie comes out too. It looks dope.
Yeah, it does look very good. So I did that. What else did I do recently? Project Hail Mary, that's the second book, I think, from the guy that wrote The Martian, Andy Weir.
Oh, yeah, cool.
I think The Martian's a better book, but it's not a bad book.
I love The Martian. It's a solid book.
I read the Mass Effect books.
Oh, yeah.
There's about 4 of them leading up to, like, between Mass Effect 1. It's like, one is pre-Mass Effect, one's between Mass Effect 1 and 2, and then the other one's between Mass Effect 2 and 3. So, they're pretty good. Some of the characters from the books do make, like, surprise appearances in Mass Effect 3, so they're definitely worth checking out.
While we are talking about audiobook shit, because it's just become available in the UK, I think it's been available for a while in the US, but Audible are doing a thing now called Audible Plus. It's sort of like a Game Pass thing where they have a whole load of audio stuff included in your subscription. They have the most recent Gears book, I think Mass Effect Andromeda, I saw that included. It's only given me a few recommendations out of the stuff that's available, but they're basically curating a selection that's available for a certain, stuff might drop in, drop out. I'm seeing here the God of War novel, Alien, there's a few other things as well, but that at the minute seems to be included with my Audible subscription. I don't know if it's going to be that way indefinitely. So if you were like going to listen to something and you didn't want to spend a credit on it, now might be the time to jump on that.
Yay!
Yeah, spend money. Like me.
Alright, time for next voicemail. Okay. This one is from Connor.
Hi, my name is Connor Stinger. I just wanted to leave my thoughts on the Halo Infinite technical preview for the upcoming podcast. I mainly wanted to say that I think the game is great and it has a lot of potential. And some of the things I want to focus on are how the grapple shot, I think it's an amazing addition, and they did a great job of keeping it balanced. With the whole, there's only one set that spawns on the map, you only get 3 uses. I think it's going to be something that can be a game changer without completely breaking the game. And I think it's an amazing addition. And I am glad that they actually fixed the sprints, and now you're not constantly sprinting in it everywhere. It only really becomes a situational kind of thing where you sprint mainly to just get into cover rather than completely running away or just getting somewhere in general. I feel like now this is going to help people focus on more gun skill while also not taking away from the fast-paced Halo gameplay that we've been used to for the past couple of years now. And with everything else, the only complaint I have about the game is pretty much the only thing I experienced was a little inconsistency in the melee and the occasional booting to the main menu when trying to search for a map. So I think this game is going to do fantastic, and
It cut off again. That wasn't me, so I'm going to assume Connor said goodbye.
Thanks, Connor. That was nice.
Connor is nice enough to hang out in my streams, so thank you for the
Oh, really?
voicemail, Connor. Yeah. He was, I told him to leave a voicemail, because I knew we needed more, and he was nice enough to do so. So thank you so much, Connor. Yeah, I think, I definitely had a lot of problems getting booted to the main menu as well, to be honest.
I'm sure that's the flight thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a flight thing. It's just a technical thing, but it was still a bit annoying.
My main problem was server glitches where you'd restart matchmaking maybe 10 times in a row. It would freak out and then come back again. I had that a few times when me and Tom were playing. But apart from that, it was more stable than I expected. If anyone remembers the Halo Reach beta back in the day, they'll remember it was literally on fire on the first day because Bungie tweeted out a photo of one of the servers that burst into flames.
Oh, wow.
When they were hosting that. Yeah, one of the matchmaking servers actually overheated, I think, and caught fire. They were like, yeah, you've broken some of this, keep going. So it worked better than I thought.
It's generally not good when stuff bursts into flames.
No, I had a little trouble with, a few people have mentioned it. The grapple, I found the targeting on that a bit dodgy, and I tried the marking thing a couple of times, but I don't think I ever successfully marked a bot. I usually marked the floor where the bot was standing when I hit the button.
Sounds like it's a general area thing. I wonder what their intention of it is, what they actually want you to do with it.
I'm assuming it's for shit like, guys, I took rockets, I've dropped them here.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Tag the area. But it would be nice if you could set it to only tag players within your field of view or whatever, because I don't really want to tag the floor, but I don't want to have to be like pixel perfect on top of a Spartan to tag them.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
We have one last one here. I'll call this out. We got a review and a question as part of it. So special shout out to Coxination? I'm not sure how I pronounce that username.
Coxination7.
They left a nice review for the podcast. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. And they also asked us a question. Their question is, if you guys could make any weapon for Halo Infinite, what kind of weapon would you design and what would be its function in the game?
More stuff with needles. Just everything. Everything will have the needles.
Give me a needle rifle. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just need another needle rifle.
Dude, the needle rifle is a good one from Reach.
It's the best one from Reach.
I've had an idea. What about a needle shotgun?
Oh, yes!
That what? If you shoot them like twice, then they'll super combine?
I think if you hit them dead on with one shot, they'll super combine like a one shot of a shotgun. But if you like half hit them,
you can like shoot from a distance, like three shots from a distance can super combine. That's powerful.
And like if your needles had a bit of spread on them, so like if you shoot from a distance, you may not kill a player far away, but you may pepper 2 or 3 of them with needles.
That's cool.
There's potential with that.
I like that idea.
Needles. More needles. I need more needles.
I like the idea of like powering up a weapon, kind of like charging it either by like using another item like a grenade, or I guess something like the rail gun, but you can like you don't have to like immediately fire it. You could just like charge it up and then wait to fire it, but you can't like fire it until you're ready to, or something like that, to just deal like just massive amount of damage. I think that'd be like a cool power weapon.
Oh, Dark Blue said this in the chat. This is pretty cool. You can shoot your ally with a motion tracker scanner tool, and then they can go around and be your mobile enemy scanner.
Yes.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I saw a clip on Twitter, I think, and it was because at the very end of the mission, everyone kind of stands there heroically. So if you have someone with the scanner on them, it'll be there in that last like little cutscene.
Yeah, I think before we had the flight, I like contemplated that idea. I was like, the thing I was thinking about was, say you're doing something like capture the flag, and you want to know how many enemies are in with the flag, you just slap it on one of your teammates and send them in as like the sacrificial suicide Spartan. And when they drop dead, they'll still have the scanner on them. So you'll be able to see who's in the room near the flag.
I wonder, is it something can you shoot it? Can you interact with it? Like, can you?
Yes, it's an area of effect. Like, attachment shoots off your wrist, but it shoots kind of like a sticky grenade. So
can the enemy shoot it and deactivate it? Is kind of what I'm thinking.
I don't know.
I assume so, because they can shoot the base for the drop wall and destroy it without shooting the drop wall. So I assume they can shoot the thing as well, but you may not notice it like straight away. If you hit a player, like, they can't shoot themselves, so they're done. You know, if you manage to tag an enemy with it.
Yeah.
It would only be if you like launched it in through a door, but even if you launched it through a door or something, it would still ping the enemies in the room before they shot it. So you would still get that like Promethean vision for a minute.
Okay.
It's really useful though. I love it.
It has lots of potential, I think, for like big team and shit like that.
That sounds cool. I like it.
You could mark like a warthog and then have the warthog drive around the map to find everyone.
Man, oh man.
Okay, Oran, how do you feel about doing a bit of Devolved Digest?
I feel pretty optimistic about it. I think I can handle it. Right, so we have our 2 miniseries that we're doing. We have the Road to Infinite and Character Dossiers. Our Road to Infinite, our latest episode was a few months ago, actually, and it was about multiplayer. And we talked about all the different multiplayers from the past almost 20 years now, from the other first-person shooters. I was luckily enough to be joined by Josh and Will, our friends over at HCS Pro Talk, and they were to provide their insight on the multiplayer, kind of the competitive scene, how the community kind of reacted to the multiplayer from a competitive standpoint, what they liked, what they didn't like, and kind of how it evolved over time. So it's quite in depth. I think it clocked in like over an hour and a half. Like it was a long episode, but we had a lot to cover, and when we wanted to cover it before the flighting came out, before we kind of knew anything from Halo Infinite, so we didn't kind of skew any of our thoughts based off that. So if you haven't listened to that one, I would definitely recommend go checking that one out. Our next episode will kind of be a 2-parter. It'll be we're kind of getting to the end of the Road to Infinite, since Infinite is right around the corner, and it will be the year 2557 to present, or rather to Infinite Part 1. So Aaron and I dive through the all of the events basically from Halo 4 onward that, you know, might be relevant. So that's also a big episode that is technically in the can, but that will come out the following week of this episode's release. And then part 2 will come probably a month or so after that. For the character dossiers, of course, we review and talk about the lives and accomplishments of the loved and not so loved Halo characters. The most recent episode we did was the Librarian, and next we're going to be talking about the 2 Didacts and talk about them, and maybe, you know, think about how they could return in Halo Infinite, how maybe they may not. Mission Debrief. They are doing their 20 for 20 series, and then they're going through 20 beloved Halo missions from across the franchise and ranking them to find, the top 5, top 3?
Just the best one.
Just the best.
Just the best. They just did the arc from Halo 3, which, spoiler, I won't say what it is, but it is the highest scored yet. As of recording. So the next will be the Covenant, which honestly, those 2 missions back to back are some of the best Halo playing in all of their campaigns. So no surprise that it ranked so highly on their scale, but you can learn all about their journey through all the different campaign missions on our YouTube. And is it on audio?
I think it's video only.
It's a YouTube exclusive, everybody, so go to our channel. We just hit 4,000 subscribers, so thank you all if you are a subscriber to our YouTube. And if you haven't checked that out, you can go be a subscriber, and you can watch this video series of Mission Debriefs 20 for 20. our book clubs. We are working our way through the final few Halo Evolution stories and Halo graphic novel stories that we have left to round out.
We saved the best for last, folks.
We definitely... If there's one episode you may want to miss, you're not missing much from Palace Hotel.
Oh my god.
But we did have a good time talking about it, but it's not, on every list there's always something on the bottom. Let me just put it that way.
It's mostly us making fun of it.
Yeah, that really is. Nothing against the writer or anything, but speaking of evolutions, I meant to bring this up, but for our listener that asked about audiobooks, my favorite audiobook from a Halo narrator is the narrator who did the Mona Lisa. So if you haven't read the Mona Lisa, or rather if you haven't listened to the audiobook of the Mona Lisa, I think you should treat yourself and do that, because I think the way this narrator gets into all the characters and talking about just the horror of this story, this amazing story, it's so good. I was laughing, I was like cringing. I had so many emotions, and I think it's quite a whirlwind of a ride listening to that audiobook. But anyway, that aside, Breaking Quarantine, which is part of the Halo graphic novel series, will be our next Halo book club.
Only good things happen when they break quarantine.
Yes. Speaking of the Mona Lisa and the Flood breaking quarantine, I could only imagine what that story is about. Builds with Blocks, which is centered around the micro action figures and brick-based construction sets of the Halo universe. Their latest episode was with Matt and Gabe discussing the fan vote winner and analysis of the Flood Elite Combat form from Halo 3. They also looked at the Spartan CQB armor and the Thrall Slayer from Halo Wars DLC. Mega Constructs team trusted Builds with Blocks with an exclusive promotion announcement, and that their latest review is the UNSC Wasp Onslaught, which includes the Wasp, a Shade Turret, and a Banished Hunter. Their next video that you can check out on our YouTube is the fan vote discussion with Mega Constructs designer Kevin _MCX on Twitter. Builds with Blocks has been killing it with the interviews, so I definitely recommend you checking them out if you have any sort of interests in the microfigures and brick-based construction sets. Guest interviews, we've had a few this year. Tim Dodaba, which we had some high praise earlier in the show about. If you haven't listened to that one, you can check it out. I think it definitely, him and Kelly Gay, I love the interview that we had with the two of them. So you can check them out. And we also had the Discord modcast that Aaron put together, where our three primary mods joined on a show to kind of give some insight. So that was a fun little thing that we were able to do for everybody. And in terms of next interviews, the fall tends to have less interviews because it's just busier with the different gaming announcements and things like that, but we will keep you guys posted if anything is announced, and we will tease anything that we have to be secretive about, but right now we don't have anything to tease. And then finally, we still have our friends over at HCS Pro Talk, Will and Josh, where they discuss the latest information within the competitive Halo scene with an emphasis on community every single week. They do their shows mostly Monday nights about 7 o'clock Central in the evening. We usually have a segment from them, but over the summer has been pretty busy for all of the Halo community with the influx of Infinite news, so they don't have anything prepared for us this month. They might get to it and we can release it as like a standalone section, or we'll just kind of try to pick things back up with the next month. Same goes for Map Legends. We've only done 2 of those episodes, and I really, really want to continue that series, but again, it's been pretty crazy with the influx of Infinite news that we're going to try to get back into that for the second half of the year. And that's kind of what's been going on in our world.
Thank you very much, Oran. And that's pretty much the show, guys. So thank you all for joining us. Like we mentioned at the top of the show, you can find all of our episodes, all of our shows on our website, halopodcastevolved.com. You can get unique feeds. We have 3-4 feeds for most of our shows now, if you want separate ones or get everything on the main show. So once again, thank you very much. Do leave us a review should you like them, and a shout out to our patrons. Thank you very much for supporting the show. Again, that's patreon.com/Halo Podcast Evolved if you would like to learn a little bit more over there. And finally, like we have shown today, do give us a voicemail. We do listen to them all, and if it's good, it gets on the show. And if it's bad, it's probably getting on the show as well. If it's about the weather, it might not get on the show. But, you know, we like it. It's good. So that's 205 Evolved, which works out as 205-386-5833. With that, I have been your host today, David, and until next time, evolve.
Evolve!